Welcome to the Hamsey Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is October 2nd. And for the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at 201. Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at 49. We had 16 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and 1 new 52-week low for the S&P 500. For the volatility, 238,000 contracts traded on the VIX today, with 28 million in total premiums paid. Somewhat light in volume here for the dollar-weighted part of the VIX. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio in October, we saw 1.16, which is neutral with 26% of the total premiums paid. On November, a 0.45 reading, which is bearish with 37% of the total premiums paid. And in January, a 1.5, which is neutral with 25% of the total premiums paid. Here we have the daily chart for SPX. We were up 1.26. Basically, we have a doji here on the chart at 0 sigma, which is very interesting. The market does not want to move before the data comes out later in the week. Tomorrow we have important numbers. Thursday, also on Friday, we have the big one, which is non-farm payrolls. Very important from here. We're looking at maybe on the upside 1460, 1475 as our target here on the daily chart. And on the downside, we're looking for 1430, 1415. Those are going to be pretty important levels here for the market to hold. If we go to a shorter time frame, we're looking at the 60-minute chart, and here we have the weekly support, pivot, and resistance for SPX. We are at weekly pivot so far at 1444. And here we're looking for the upside, maybe 1460 in line with the level we just talked about, and 1477 also in line with the level on the daily chart. That's for our upside. In case we get some downside, maybe looking for those 1430, 1426, and then in case something horrible happens, 1412. That's gonna be the downside from here. Our bias here, we are above the weekly pivot. We're looking for maybe a 1460 level with some good job numbers. Economic data has been coming better than expected lately, so maybe this is gonna be a good job number on Friday. Let's go for SPY. Here we have the 60-minute chart SPY. The targets here are 145.78, let's call it 145.80, and 147.60. Those are gonna be our next two targets here on the upside. Maybe targeting 146 after the jobs report if they come better than expected. On the downside, looking for 142.50. That's gonna be important to hold, and if not, maybe we come to 141 with horrible job. Maybe we even touch that level. So target here 146, and on the downside 142.50, 141. Very important here for SPY. If we look at this chart, you could see here we went below our triangle here on our technical analysis we drew yesterday. We broke it for some time, but quickly we went back up, not even one bar below it to confirm the breakdown. And here we have inside again, so now we're looking for a break here, maybe come and test these levels. As time will go by, the levels will start to collapse, and maybe we'll start going up, and we'll start wanting to see this breakout to 146 level. That's gonna be our target here. Maybe even test these highs for last week and around 146.20. Let's go for the Qs. Here we have the 60-minute chart for the Qs, and we're still below 0 sigma on the Qs, and on the weekly pivot, and we're looking for 169.82. Maybe we could call it 169.80. That's gonna be our upper target here, and on the downside maybe 67.6 or even 66.6. Important level here, maybe depending on the job number. That's gonna be critical this week. Friday jobs number. IWM, the Russell 2000 ETF. Here we have the risk on, risk off ETF, and we have been talking a lot about this 82.80, 82.5 level. Since those levels hold last week, I'm still looking for higher targets. We're looking for 85 here on the Russell 2000 ETF. If the job numbers come worse than expected, erase that target, maybe looking for 81 and even 79.66. That's gonna be very important here. If we look at this chart, you could see we are focusing on the 200-day moving average. Once we break down our target here and our support, that could be done in case we get some bad numbers on Friday. 79.73, that's gonna be our target on the longer term in case we get some bad numbers. I still expect we will get to 85 and even higher with 89, targeting a new high for the year on the longer term frame. For GLD, let's go here on GLD and let's look what happened today to gold. Today gold, we continue to be above weekly pivot. Today we were flat, lost 0.1%, and we're looking for 174, 175.23. That's gonna be our targets on the upside in case we sell off with the news. 169.30 and 166.71. We do not want to break this 176 level. Very important level here to hold for prices to continue to go higher. Last chart we're gonna look at is the VIX. Here we have the VIX inverted hammer. We were down 3.74% for the day. 15.71 was the close, and we want to see maybe another spike, maybe to 18.5, and then fail at that 200-day moving average. Also the 3 sigma for the daily chart on VIX. We are at 15, which means not much volatility in the market so far. So maybe try to get some of that back into the market with a spike here, and fail at those levels would be very bullish for the market in overall. We have a special offer by TradeStation. Get your HAMSI Analytics proprietary indicators paid by TradeStation. Contact Active Traders office in Chicago, Peter Albino, at the number listed below. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.